Hello and welcome any and all whom this may concern. My name is Sam and this is my submission for my ENGG104 video essay assignment. My given topic was inductors and DC circuits, but I thought we should probably discuss what DC actually means before we start talking about inductors. So what is alternating current as opposed to direct current? DC current supplies a constant voltage whilst AC supplies an alternating voltage from positive to negative, usually in a sinusoidal form, but that can be altered. This means that the polarity changes, which causes the current flow to change directions as each end alternates from positive to negative, whilst DC only goes in the single direction. The easiest way to break these things down is to go with the pros and cons list. So pros and cons of AC is that it's pretty easy to transform into DC, it's easy to shut down since it constantly opposes itself. Don't need to worry about polarity as we discussed earlier, it flip-flops from positive to negative each side, and it is pretty good for distance transmission. But it can be affected by capacitors and coils just in the surrounding area. It's not great for extremely long distance, and you will need a higher voltage than the end voltage as it will be positive or negative. Now, the good thing about DC is that you don't really need to worry about advancing or delaying your power as it will constantly be in that one set as opposed to alternating back and forth. This also means that all the energy is transferred in that direction, so there's no backwards, and it's a lot easier to be stored like in as listed capacitors, batteries, all that kind of stuff. But since it is constantly going, it is pretty dangerous to stop in the middle of. It's pretty hard to go from DC to AC while it's easy to go the other way around. It does cause electrolysis in metal a lot easier, and you do need to make sure that you are aware of your polarity before activating it. Now, what actually is an inductor? In this case, it's pretty much just an electromagnet, but we care more about the electro rather than the magnet. It uses electromagnetism to store its energy, and you could think of it more as like a capacitor for current rather than for voltage. So much like a capacitor, an inductor will do its job over a period of time. So it will have a high resistance as it begins, and then over a period of time that resistance will drop as it stores more energy, and then at a certain point it pretty much just acts like a short circuit or just a straight wire. Inductors are mainly used in DC to smoothen and minimize spikes in current flow, usually in analog because digital is a bit more direct. And they also use the same way in transmission wires, which are usually called reactors, but they are also the main important part that makes a transformer actually function.